Welcome back, everyone. This is Frank Whiskey Charlie Zero Oscar. This is the Yaesu VX-6R. This is my second radio purchase of the VX-6R. I bought one about 3 or 4 years ago, and I really like it. And I'll talk a little bit about some of the things I've been thinking about ever since I've purchased it some time ago. The platform, this particular one, this version was came out in 2005, so it's coming close to 20 years. This is one of the few radios that has 1.25 meters, and I'll create another video on some of the reasons why 1.25 doesn't seem to show up often. Now, at 1.25 meters, it only gives you 1.5 watts max, which is better than nothing, right? And then it has 2 meters and 70 centimeters. Both of them can do 5 watts each. The VX-6R, there was a 7R and an 8R, but those died off apparently. And this is the only version that seemed to be, popular amongst ham operators. And one thing it says right here, it says it's submersible. Apparently, it can be under 1 meter of water for 30 minutes, and it still do okay. All right, let's open it up. Let's see what we got. It shouldn't be any different from the one that I bought 3 years ago, except maybe for the battery. I think they changed the battery a bit, but still lithium ion battery. That's the warranty card, and this is the manual, which is cool. You definitely, if this is your first time having this radio, you should look at the manual a little bit and just read it, give you a sense. I know it's very challenging to do that sometimes because you really want to use the radio. This is the battery. Very hard to see. 7.4 volts, 1,370 milliamps, 11 watt hours. And I believe the other battery was a little bit more, 1,400 or something. This one is the SBR40L. Looks like an I. So we'll take this out. Very lightweight. And these here are so they can do the fast charger, which I don't have. I do recommend the fast charger because it does charge faster. The radio. This is the clip that you can put on the back of the radio. I'm not going to put the clip. We'll see. Wasn't particularly fancy about it. Now, the antenna. A lot of people say that, the rubber ducky that you get, you shouldn't put it on because it's not that great. And I think most of the time, that's probably right. But not in this situation. First of all, this antenna will be tri-band capable. And previously, in my first VX-6R, I bought this one, which is also a tri-band antenna, which is the, let's see if I can read that, Diamond SRH320A. Now this one is a beautiful antenna, and it does a great job. I use it for my FT5DR, but it's not a tri-bander. But this one in particular, I've been thinking about this, and I've been watching other people use this radio more. If you don't use this antenna with this radio, then it probably won't be as submersible or rated as being submersible, because it probably has the proper way of protecting the radio for the water won't getting in, right? So if you're not using this antenna on this radio and you're putting it in the water, if you don't, then it might not work. It might not be submersible very well. That's a long rant. That's a long talk about that, but that's possible. This is the adapter that a lot of these radios have. Don't need that. And this here is your adapter, right? It says right here 12 volts, 0.5 amps, 60 watts. And so this definitely you don't want to lose. It's something that you definitely can lose very easily. We'll put it in the bag for now. No, actually, no. I'll just put it out here because I need to charge this radio. And there's nothing there. And here's the radio. Ah. Oh, wow. Okay. Very nice. I'll leave it on there. Okay, we'll put this away. This is all we really need. I am going to use the rubber ducky antenna. I think it's a smart move using it. Alright, a few things that I remember. I don't use it as much anymore, but I bought a new one. I'm going to be lending one to someone, and so I need I'm really thinking of using this particular radio more, just because it has the 1.25 meter, and I want to challenge myself and see what I can do with that band. Here's the battery. So all you do is you snap it in here, right there. Now, one thing about this is this latch, it really need to use a little muscle to snap it in there. There we go. And sometimes this is really hard to get out. So, let me see if I have, do I have my trusty tool here? Sure do. A coin. Sometimes this, I can't seem to get it out, but with a coin, you can snap it out. Okay? And that's something that I learned a long time ago. But this is pressured this way because you want to seal all this area right here, right? So the water won't get into the radio, which is really neat. Here we have the DC power connection, and you can hear that rubber feel, and that closes that really nicely. That's nice. And then you have your PTT button here, and then you have your, what does it say right there? Moni call. I'm not sure what that is. We can look that up. Here you can put the clip. More and more, I think I don't want the clip there because it just fits nicely in my pocket or something. But the clip is really nice if you want to clip it on a bag or something. So I'm debating. Aha. Okay. So here, if you unscrew this, this is really neat. I'm trying to unscrew it here. Right? That's where the microphone goes. And believe it or not, when you screw in the microphone, it's a nice tight fit. But I don't have a microphone. Well, it's somewhere. Must have misplaced it or something. Okay. So that goes nice and tight. Apparently has this plastic rubber seal on both sides so that it can give you that water resistant seal that you can see right there. Now, here's a rubber ducky that goes over it. As you can see, it gives you a nice seal. Look at that. Now, of course, you don't want to go over tighten this, but that looks really nice, actually. One of the rubber duckies that I guess is really nice to look at. Not very flexible down here. Now, if you unscrew this one and you put this one, right, then you probably won't have the same type of protection. Maybe. You might. I wouldn't test this. And I remember tightening this sometimes because it would always get a little bit loose. But apparently they say that having a third-party antenna does give you better, perhaps better reception. On the other hand, for this particular radio, you probably want the original rubber ducky. Because it really is, it does really give you a nice seal right there. Okay, wow. Then you have two dials, right? One for volume, which sounds really nice. It does not lock, but it sounds nice. And then the other one to change the values or something. I don't remember if you can switch these around or not. Now, I should have some juice in here. It should, hopefully. Let's see if we can turn it on. Just press this button. 7.3 volts. 1400. That's really nice. Okay, let's take this off already, right? We might as well. Wow, look at that. That's nice. There's no indicator here that tells me about the volume strength or anything. And as you can see, as I move this bottom dial, you can see the numbers come out. Okay, so that gives you an idea of how it looks and the size. Look at this pocket knife right here. That is pretty neat, isn't it? Let me think of any other thing. One thing, and I'll do a beginner's guide on this. I have several separate videos, but not one video that shows you all the different. One video that shows you how to like start off. But when you do get this radio, right? There's this button here, this link button or the internet button or something. If you press it, I think, yeah, it shows up right here in the corner. If you're using this radio and like, I need to like use it already, I wanna do something with it. Okay, that's cool, but make sure you have that turned off. I remember using this because this is the radio that I did my first hand contact with, and I had this on, and people were like, hey, you sound kind of weird, and they're like, what radio do you have? And I said the VX6, and they're like, there's this button on the corner and press it and blah 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 blah, and sure enough, that was the problem. It sounded weird or whatever. So make sure you don't have that on. There's a lot of things here that this radio does, and it's a little bit hard to remember all the steps. That's why you have the manual, or you have a piece of paper and you write down some steps, or you program it. And that's another thing too, that you can program it. And I think you put, if I remember right, there is a plug, and then you can put it in a USB, I believe. So that's something that you can do. I probably would recommend buying the programming software just because it's just much easier to put the values in and such. It's a remarkable radio. I really do like it. There's a resurgence in people buying this particular radio. The only thing that people don't feel, happy about is the price. But I've dropped this radio before, and I've used it in different weather conditions, and it's been a nice radio. And you might like it. So this is one of the first videos I'm going to make on this, and I'll see if I can find my accessories, and we'll talk about some other little things, and then I'll try to do the the beginner's guide version, so that because some people have been asking me, put the videos in one, all those videos in one, it'll be easier. Yeah, it probably is, but hopefully you like this. If you like the content, give it a thumbs up, and I hope you subscribe to the channel, and I hope to talk to you on air. Good luck and have a great day. This is Frank, Whiskey Charlie, 0 Oscar.